So you're moving to Tacoma to live on the JBLM base, and you want to know if you should live on-site or off-site. Well, this is the video for you. My name's Alex Bradshaw. I'm a local realtor here in Tacoma, Washington, and today we're going to go over 5 pros and 5 cons to living on and off base at JBLM. Now, the first pro to living on base at JBLM is the fact that you have a sense of community. And with that sense of community, there is a child care system that will take care of your children for free, which is very nice if you're moving here with kids. Having that sense of community, being able to bond with people that are also moving here could be quite nice, especially moving to a foreign area. Pro number 2 to living on base is that the housing on base is typically a lot more affordable and it's well kept. Now, JBLM does a great job of making sure that their housing is well kept for people that are moving here, so you won't have to worry about moving into anything that's not going to be treated well. With the housing comes legal assistance and financial assistance if need be, so having that by your side could be a huge plus to living on base. Pro number 3 to living on base is employment opportunities for spouses. There's various employment opportunities that they do provide for spouses or even just other family members that plan to move with you. On top of that, there is an education system that provides education on base so that you don't have to travel far for what you need. Pro number 4, which I mentioned a little bit earlier, is the cost of living on base is much cheaper than living off base. Pro number 4 we actually touched on earlier, but it is a lot more affordable to live on the JBLM base. Now, the average home price here in Washington State is roughly $450,000, and if you're looking for a rental down in Tacoma, you're looking at around $2,100 to $2,600 a month. On base, there are options as low as $1,500 a month, so you'll never have to worry about running into issues with housing. And again, if you guys do need help finding housing, whether it's on or off base, my number is 253-250-7520, and I'd love to help with that opportunity. Now, pro number 5 and final pro is that living on base has a ton of security. You're never going to have to worry about anything really happening there. Because you have that sense of community, everyone's kind of on the same page. Not only is security not really an issue, but there's also great security measures that are held in order to make sure everyone's safe. To pair with that, you have a huge level of convenience since there's shops on base, education, employers, pretty much everything you need is going to be there for you. Now let's dive into the 5 pros of living off base and why that might be a better option for you. Pro number 1 is that you're going to have a ton of freedom. Now, if you're working and doing everything on the base, it might become a little bit repetitive. And the nice thing about you being stationed here is you typically have access to the VA loan, which means you can get into a home with $0 down. So you can work, do everything you need to on base, and then if you want to go home and relax, you can be 15-20 minutes away and enjoy that luxury. Now, the nice thing with your VA loan is that you can use it to purchase a piece of real estate, which in Washington State appreciates about 10 to 15% per year. So if you're stationed here for 2-3 years, for example, and you buy a house, you could create upwards of $80,000 to $100,000 of equity in your time staying here, all while having your freedom, which is great. Pro number 2 is that you have a wider range of housing options available for you. Whether it's a condo, a townhouse, a single family, or even a multi-family home where you rent out the other side. You're not just tied down to the couple of options that you have if you were to live on base. Pro number 3 of living off base is the entertainment factor. Now, there's not nothing to do on the base, but living off the base gives you a wider variety as far as what you're able to do. Whether it's exploring the city, there's a bunch of waterfront access, Point Ruston is great, or even just going to the clubs around. On top of that, you have the luxury of choosing your privacy. If you really want to be away from things and kind of keep to your own, you can buy yourself a nice piece of property in Tacoma, Washington. And if you're thinking about living off base, you're not just tied down to a couple areas. I mean, you have Tacoma, Spanaway, Puyallup. I mean, there are tons of cities nearby that are actually pretty affordable, and you can find something that might not be too bad in monthly payments. Pro number 4 of living off base is diversity. Now, because you're not living among your colleagues, living off base gives you the opportunity to live a more diverse lifestyle, whether it's meeting different people, experiencing different things, and not just tied down to the people that you're going to be around 24/7 already. Pro number 5 to living off of base is building equity. Now, many people come from different areas all around the world to the JBLM base, but it's super important to note that Washington State has one of the best real estate markets in all around. In buying a $400,000 to $500,000 home here, or even a $300,000 one here, and expecting a 10% return could be anywhere from $20,000 to $40,000 a year in your pocket. Now, of course, you can't cash that until you sell the property, but if you lived in the home for 3 years, maybe rented your bedrooms out to a couple buddies, I mean, you could create some pretty good financial wealth for yourself moving forward. Not only that, but you can also buy multifamily properties with your VA loan, which means you could buy a duplex, triplex, or fourplex and rent out the other units while you live in one of them. So you might even have the opportunity to live for free if that's the option for you. And again, if you guys are looking to move or need help kind of figuring out what might be the best play for you, please reach out. My number is 253-250-7520. My name is Alex Bradshaw, and I'm located here in Tacoma, so I'm not far. But with that being said, that's everything I have for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it brought you guys some type of value, and again, reach out if there's anything I can do for you. Take care.